everything is gonna be alright.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. If I could just get you to pay attention for a couple minutes. How about that? How about another hand for Carly? What a gifted young talent. Another 210 scholar. You know, give me a few minutes here, because one of the things I want to talk to you about is that this industry shares a common belief, and you can hear it throughout tonight, that there can be no success without a commitment to caring for each other. You know, this is a belief that's the 210 DNA, and it goes all the way back to the founding vision. I know we talk about the story about passing a hat, but it's true. When this foundation started, that hat was passed around a circle, and they left that hat in the lap of somebody who needed it the most. Didn't matter where you worked, didn't matter how much you donated. If you were in that circle, you were part of the community, and that was unconditional. Can I get everybody's attention just for a couple minutes here, please? How does Paul do that thing? He goes, shh, 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 shh. Hey, it works. It works. So listen, the circle now is a lot bigger. You're 1,500 people in this room. You represent part of a much bigger 210 community. People we're serving all over the country. And this year, 210 will distribute over $3 million in financial relief and scholarship. That's a really big hat. It's a much bigger circle, and it's being left in the laps of thousands of people who are benefiting from you. This is your foundation, and it's because of you we're able to do that. So bear with me one more minute, because over the last couple days, I had about 6 or 7 calls congratulating me on joining Dry Dock. Let me explain. There was a press release that came out, and Joe Salzano, sure enough, has joined Dry Dock. But for 1 minute, for the recruiters in the room, there's a Joe Salzano and there's a Jim Salzano. Joe's busy, and Jim still has a little bit of time on his hands. So just keep in mind, that's Joe at Dry Dock. But when I got some time on my hands, what's the first thing I did? I didn't go to Disney. I decided to go out to Zappos in Las Vegas and check out the downtown project firsthand. Let me tell you something. If you get a chance, go visit the new offices for Zappos and go check out the downtown project. It is an amazing experience. But the one thing that I left with was this idea about community and how powerful community is, and how 210 is really becoming this representation of a much larger community of people who care about helping each other. It's an amazing, amazing thing. You know, being involved, let me tell you a story about the Colorado floods for a second, okay? Shh, 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 shh. I gotta tell you this story. This is really important. You know, being involved with 210, I get a chance to see a lot of different ways shoe people are helping shoe people. And a few months ago, Colorado was hit with those devastating floods, and 210 was there to help, and we serve people all over the country. And of course, many of you know Crocs is located in Colorado. Well, I caught wind of a story where Shoe Carnival and their employees got together, raised money through an auction, raised money through a raffle, had a baked food sale. They took that money, they turned around, and they put it in the laps of the Crocs employees. Shoe Carnival didn't wait to be asked to help out. They just did it. They wanted to help, and they got together, and they raised money and turned it over to Crocs. You know, it's got to be amazing, not only to get the money, which helps, but to know that people you'll never even meet care that much about you unconditionally to do that kind of thing and help you across the country. It is amazing. We are so fortunate. We are so fortunate as an industry to have this shared value and shared vision that cuts across the way that we compete. It's really powerful. And I would argue that the way we care for each other is inherent to the success that we have not only as companies, but the success that we have as an industry. You know, I've been a member of the board for 15 years, and the past 2 years, I've had the privilege to chair your foundation, to serve this industry as chair of the board of 210. You know, tomorrow morning at the board meeting, I'll turn that honor over to Blake Krieger, who steps in as chair, and Diane Sullivan steps in as vice chair. Now, these are two of the top not just top industry people, but these are two preeminent global business leaders demonstrating their commitment to the foundation in this community. I want to thank Blake and Diane. I don't know where you are, but I want to thank you for committing to carrying on this 210 legacy. Thank you very much. So tonight we're going to have our most successful event ever. We'll create more awareness than any other event we've ever had before. We'll raise more money than we've ever raised in any other event before. And they say there's nothing like a little Southern hospitality, Tim, but this room is full of a lot of Southern hospitality. I want to thank Tim Belk and his team for creating this amazing event tonight. Thank you, Tim. I also want to thank Joe Wachneen and Wendy Madden and Danny Schwartz and the entire 210 team for all the time they put together to make this a record-breaking success. And finally, tonight is about individuals. Tonight we recognize individual success, and I get the honor to present the Kenyon Holly Award. That's an award that's given to an individual for exemplary humanitarian achievement. And tonight, we recognize Mandy Cabot, CEO and president of Dansko. Mandy's also a member of the board. Mandy not only has exemplary humanitarian achievement to talk about, but her achievement is impactful. And I can speak for everybody on the board that, Mandy, it is an honor to serve with you, next to you on the 210 board. You know, Mandy, if it wasn't enough for the success that Dansko has, and I gotta say, I envy the way Dansko always looks at retail and the loyal, committed following you have in customers and consumers, Mandy has also set an example for giving. Dansko commits hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to local charities, and they've set the standard for being involved in the community. Mandy also gives a tremendous amount of her time to these organizations. She commits a lot of thought and a lot of care to everything she does. You know, 210 is just one of many organizations that she's involved in. It's no coincidence that Mandy is at the top of one of the most successful brands in the footwear industry. But Dansko's also this model for corporate philanthropy. Dansko's committed to environmental responsibility, social justice. They're committed to the local community, and they're committed to sustainable business practices. And that commitment starts right at the top of the organization. It transcends right down, and it's part of the secret sauce that makes up the culture at Dansko. Over 85% of Dansko's employees commit time to the local community through the non-for-profits. That says a lot about the authenticity that Mandy leads with and Mandy lives by. I have to say, Mandy, it is really, I'm proud to serve with you. You are the real deal. So just join me in taking a look at a video. There's a few more people who want to say a few really nice things about Mandy. Thank you.